Welcome back to Just Another Game Review. This week, like a bunch of idiots, we thought it would be cool to play Dark Souls, and it was brutal. But to cheer the guys up, I actually received our first bit of fan mail. Dear Just Another Game Review, you guys are awesome. Especially Zach, he's my handsome little man. Love, Mom.
Alright, so I've been a gamer for almost 25 years now, and I never played a Souls game or a Bloodborne game or anything like that. Totally miss the genre. So, for the folks that's never played it, Randy, what would you call Dark Souls?
Video game.
Yeah. I mean, at its core, it's not a movie or a CD.
I think Dark Souls 3 is the perfect video game.
The perfect video game?
Perfect video game.
That's a lofty statement.
Yeah, it's got its issues. Like, some people like to say it's hard. It's brutal. It sucks. You're gonna die a lot. But there's so much good to it. And Dark Souls changed gaming. Like, before Dark Souls came out, games were so easy. Like, it was push X to win. Like,
Right, that's true. That is true.
Like, when games first came out, like regular Nintendo and NES, I mean, they were made hard because it's arcade era. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just pumping quarters is to make money. But then, like, when consoles got real big, like, everything has got so easy. You got infinite continues, which ruined gaming for a long time. Like, and they took away the challenge in a lot of games, but then Dark Souls just brought it all back.
So, like I said, this was like the first Dark Souls game I've ever played, or any game like it, and it was insanely hard for me.
Yeah.
Like, I know, I read a lot of the comments. People were like, "Oh, this one's easy." No, it's not. It's not easy. I spent 4 hours dying to the same guy.
Yeah.
But what would you say besides the hella damage that enemies do in the mob that makes this game so hard?
The lack of handholding. There is no, you know what I'm saying, beaten path for you. I mean, you can go wherever you want. Like, even in the very beginning, it's like, I mean, there's pretty much a straight path. You get to the first bonfire, but there's this other path that says, hey, you can go this way. And even there's like 10 messages that says, don't go this way.
You can't trust them, though.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. But it rewards people who do. Like, if you can figure out a way to kill that crystal lizard beast. Yeah.
Hell beast spawned from Satan's mouth.
Yeah, right?
For me, it's difficult in a different kind of way. Like you said, some people do find it easier than the other Souls games, and I agree, it is easier than the other Souls games, but it doesn't make it easy. It's just more accessible, and it does get harder farther in.
Yeah.
But it was hard for me mentally, if that makes sense.
I know what
the
you mean.
gameplay wasn't. It's easier. Like, you can, if you figure out enemies' movements, where they're going to be. And it's just like a rinse and repeat. Like, if I come out and I see an enemy and it gets the better of me, the next time I'm going to get a little bit farther. Yeah. And that's the whole thing with Dark Souls, is you learn from your mistakes. And yes, the game's hard and challenging, but it's always the same game, so you can progress and make a dent. But your first time through is where I had the challenge of literally everything was stressing me out.
Yeah.
It was difficult to mentally prepare myself to keep going. Like, there'd be like a path that goes left and a path that goes right, and already I'm stressed.
Yeah, because you don't know if around that left bend there's just something ready to pounce.
Yeah.
Not just that too. Like, I'm like, if I go left and I get so far, I'm like, maybe I should go back just in case there was something I needed. Or
I think the entire Souls mechanic is stressing all by itself. Like, because
absolutely.
You'll get, I mean, it feels so good to finally find a bonfire. You're like, oh my god, I can rest for a second, and then like, you usually want to go back and spin your souls, but if you don't, and you like start peeling off a little bit, and you get like kind of far, and you die, like, fuck. So it's like you're being extra careful to get back to your, you know what I'm saying, pick those up. So it's like,
and that alone is stressful, because if you die on the way back, you lose them. They're gone forever. And you can only get what you got at the last point. So it was just insanely stressful for me too. It's fun though. Yeah, I had a really good time.
I think you brought up a good point too, and that brings a sense of strategy to the game. Yes, there's a bonfire right beside you, but do I rest at the bonfire to get my little bit of health back and respawn all the enemies and have to kill them again? Like, yes, I made it up to this point. Should I go back and get more health? Because I'm just going to have to trudge through all that again. So let's talk a little bit about the world building and the story in Dark Souls. First off, Dark Souls, if you don't want there to be any story, there really doesn't have to be. It can be a game just about gameplay, I mean, there's going to be the ambience and the world building around you, and you're going to have like these tense moments and stuff. They do a very, very good job with the music, the graphics, and the location of setting up this world. But
It's beautiful.
it is beautiful.
It is great. Yeah, it's a great world.
But story-wise, there's a pretty deep story in all of them.
Yeah.
But you have to look for it.
Yeah.
There'll be item descriptions that'll tell about someone who used to own the item,
Right.
or a fallen king, or maybe someone's weapon has some backstory. And you can go and talk to NPCs and get this back detail. Dark Souls 3 does a little bit more to give you an actual story starting out
Yeah.
than the other Souls do, but there's still not much.
No. I mean, that's just what the Souls games do. And I'm not one to go... Because a lot of games have lore in them, and I'm not one to go digging into it. It's just not...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what I do. But, I mean, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
So you didn't get deep into the backstory.
I mean, I've watched a couple videos here and there to explain it, but, like, I just don't care.
It's pretty cool though, because if you are the type of person that wants
Yeah.
to get into that, it's there for you in Dark Souls.
Oh,
there
definitely.
is a story. It's just you've got to dig for it, and it seems to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Along with the story, the world building is hands down my favorite part of the game. The atmosphere and the music just really, really set the mood.
Yeah.
It's intense, it's dark, it's stressful, and I both hated it but loved it. It was perfect, but it really, really, really just sets the mood for you to just be in this depression, honestly. But like, it's perfect. It's a perfect setting for the game. It's just rough.
Yeah, absolutely rough. It's like a gothic style of beautiful almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like everything like dark, dreary, but at the same time, when you get like those vast landscapes where you're like on the high wall of Lothric or
Yeah.
whatever, and you can see out forever,
Yeah.
and then you get to see that big dragon come in and land.
That's
Like
badass.
all that
It's-
stuff is just epic.
Yeah.
It is quite beautiful, and not just that. With the world building, is the level design. Everything is interwoven.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
you may be at a bonfire, and you may progress and progress and progress, and all of a sudden, like you're quite far away, but you're right back at that bonfire,
It's-
opening a gate that just gives you that
Yeah.
little bit of shortcut that you needed to freaking take that stress off of you for
Yeah.
an instant before you go back out there.
I think one of my favorite things about this game was the no hand holding that you were talking about earlier. You guys
Yeah.
were talking about, because it takes me back to like the early survival horror.
Yeah.
I don't know if Dark Souls is technically classified as a survivor horror game. It was to me.
You're scared.
Yeah, I'm scared to death and couldn't survive. So nailed them both. But I didn't expect it to be so open.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like kind of a linear, kind of like a Devil May Cry,
Yeah.
Mhm.
where you kind of just push forward. The later Devil May Cries anyway. But no, like you have the fast travel at the bonfire and all that stuff, and you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super impressive.
Yeah, it's very
Oh, yeah.
interwoven.
Yeah, along with like all the side quests that they hide.
Yeah. Like, they're so hard. Like, if you don't.
They're wicked hard.
Yeah. If you ain't using a walkthrough, you ain't doing them.
No.
Like, 'cause you ain't gonna know where to go.
And you'll straight miss them too.
Yeah.
They
you
have
will
like
straight
time
miss 'em.
limits on some of them also.
Really? I
Like
didn't know
if you
that.
don't do a certain thing by a certain boss,
It's done.
a character may die
Well,
that you never even met. Like
There-
you didn't
there's-
even know he was there. He's way off
right.
somewhere in
Yeah.
a cell.
There's one towards the beginning in the high wall of Lothric.
Mhm.
That guy's at the bottom in that cell,
The thief?
trapped. The thief,
Yeah.
yeah. And if you don't go like a completely ass backwards way to get a key, you'll never even unlock that guy.
Yeah.
Like I saw him my first time through, and I was like, well, sorry, bud.
Sit there, hammer on the thing.
Yeah.
Like I guess you're staying in there.
Yeah, sorry, bud. You don't have anything to help me with right now.
My favorite thing with that is when you do find the key and you open it up and you walk in, he's like, "Oh, you must not be a jailer. Can you do me a favor?" But I just opened the cell.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you want?
I just
Favor's
did
done.
you a favor, bud.
What was your guys' favorite boss?
Favorite boss? Mine was the Deacons of the Deep. I thought that was just a sweet
Yeah.
boss fight.
It was.
Where you just have the mob and you have to try to figure out which one is like got that glowy shit on his back,
Yeah.
and then just try to him up real quick the whole time, dodging like 30 other people. That was just an exciting boss
Yeah.
fight for me.
It really was.
I honestly liked the first boss. Like, I know he was easy. I mean, once you figured it out, but I really like how you pull the coiled sword out of him.
Yeah.
And he's this big knight, and then like halfway through the fight, he just turns into this weird, dark,
looking thing.
yeah, hand coming out of his body,
Yeah,
kind
that
of
was sweet.
weird thing. But I just liked I like the interaction with the sword, and then you use the sword to light the first bonfire.
Yeah, that
Or
was
like
that was a cool mechanic.
the Firelink Shrine.
Yeah,
you use
Firelink.
the coiled sword to light the Firelink Shrine.
I wish I had more bosses like that, where like gets more interaction with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But some of them were just giant beasts,
right.
and then it was like you had to break a bracelet on one of them, and he's dead.
Right, yeah. Well, that's like the Curse Rod of Greatwood.
Yeah.
It's like this gigantic 40-story tall beast, and all you gotta do is hit his sack a few times, and then he breaks to the
Yeah,
floor.
so-
Yeah.
I don't think the bosses were as innovative as some of the previous
Yeah.
series, but they were still good. It was still a Souls game. It
Yeah.
still felt like a Souls game, and it was still a pretty good Souls game.
Oh yeah.
One thing that I did have a problem with, we were talking about not hand holding. I don't know how long I wandered around once I got to the Firelink Shrine, because it does not tell you that you have to teleport to the next area.
No, it doesn't.
And I just walked around. Like, 'cause I'm not using a walkthrough. Like, I felt like if I'm going to play this game, I'm going to play it the way it's meant to be played. It's going to piss me off, but I'm going to try it. And I guarantee you 2 hours. I walked around like, where's this next area? I must just be missing it. No, you got to teleport. So with our time with Dark Souls 3, what do you think overall?
Perfect game.
Perfect game.
Everything just fits together. Like the bosses, the music, the scenery, the armor you wear, the weapons, the way the ball like just meshes good. It's a classic Souls game. I love it.
Does that mean is that like our first 10?
9-7.
Ooh, highest score you've had so far?
It's the highest score he's given.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Now, with that, you saying it's a perfect game, do you mean the Souls series is a perfect game, or do you mean this is the perfect one? Like, do you think it's better than the other Souls games?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's just, I mean, I say that because I've played other Souls games.
Mhm.
So I went and bought Dark Souls 2 because I was in the middle of playing Dark Souls 3. I went back to play it. I just couldn't. I mean, I played Dark Souls 2 before I got really into it, but trying to play after playing Dark Souls 3, just so much. Everything's just, I don't know if it's the graphics.
Feels clunkier or something?
Yeah, just like nothing's the same. Like Dark Souls 3 is so much more polished and
It's cleaner then.
yeah, a lot cleaner.
Yeah. So with your time with Dark Souls 3, what's your opinion? What's your number?
It is a good game. He's right. It's a very good game. I like Dark Souls in general. I think it's a very, very good series. It's fun. You have to be the type of person that likes this. Dark Souls is not for everyone.
You're not a casual gamer.
No. Yeah. I don't think it's the best Dark Souls game.
Okay.
It's hard for me to give it a number. If you like the series, if you like the style of game, it is a must play. But it's a must play if you're into this. It's probably like an 8.7 for me.
Okay.
A very good game, but I don't think it's perfect by any means. I like Bloodborne a lot better.
Okay.
But that's just personal opinion.
That's a bold statement.
What about you? This was your first Dark
This is
Souls
my
game.
first game like this period.
Soulsborne game. This is your first
I've
Souls
never played
anything.
Bloodborne or any of it.
Sekiro, yeah.
Sekiro, none of it. This is my first one. It kicked my ass. I never felt so accomplished though.
Yeah,
like when I
that's the thing.
finally grinded the same boss for 3 hours and managed to kill him,
Mhm.
I felt accomplished. And one thing that was super cool about the game was most of the time it was my fault
Yeah.
that I died. It was not the game janking me or anything. It was
Yeah.
totally me. So for me, honestly, even after we're done here and as much time as I spent angry at my monitor, I will beat this game.
Yeah.
It will not beat me. I will beat this game.
Oh yeah,
And I mean, honestly, I'm giving it a 9.
Hell yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'm giving it my first experience though, so I mean, I can't tell you compare it like you guys did, but
Mhm.
for me, it was just
Great game.
fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I had a good time with it.
So there you have it. Dark Souls 3. We highly recommend it. All three of us.
Absolutely, best time I've ever had getting my ass kicked.
It is a very rewarding game at the same time. You'll go from wanting to throw your controller to just feeling amazing, and it's hard for a video game you're sitting in a chair to make you feel like that.
Yeah.
But well, there you have it. All three of us pretty much highly recommend this game. It's a very good game. Maybe not the best Dark Souls games, maybe the best Dark Souls game. It's just an opinion. And if you like what we did here, we're just another game review as always. We're Randy, Zach, and Aaron. And why don't you hit the notification bell, subscribe, like, comment, and tell us what you think about Dark Souls. Until next time.
We'll see ya.